Hello and welcome to F1 Livery Histories, the channel where we take a look back at the different paint jobs, racing trims and sponsor decals adopted by respective Formula 1 teams throughout the eras. Today we'll be recounting the glorious history of one of Formula 1's oldest and most technologically innovative manufacturers, a team which introduced an unparalleled degree of professionalism to the sport, consistently maintaining a standard of excellence well into the modern era: Mercedes-Benz. The genesis of the Mercedes-Benz automobile marquee traces back to Carl Benz's creation of the world's first petroleum-powered automobile in 1886, the Benz patent motor wagon. In 1894, the Benz company fielded a singular car in the world's inaugural motoring competition, the Paris to Rouen motor race. In 1923, Benz became first associated with Grand Prix motor racing, entering its Tropfen wagon at select events. However, the car raced with little success, leading to a merger in 1926 between Benz and fellow German automakers Daimler, producers of the famous Mercedes model. The new Daimler-Benz outfit would make its official debut at Grand Prix level in 1928, producing the inline 6-powered Mercedes-Benz W06. The W06 would famously register a stunning 1-2 finish at the 1928 German Grand Prix, held at the Nürburgring, with Rudolf Caracciola leading the team's charge. Over the course of the next decade, Mercedes-Benz would experience a wealth of success, with successful models such as the SSK, first produced in 1928, and the supercharged W25, first produced in 1934. It was during this time that the team's cars garnered the nickname the Silver Arrows, thanks to their silver aluminium shells, which were left unpainted for weight reduction purposes. Mercedes-Benz, under the leadership of the charismatic Alfred Neubauer, would go on to power their champion driver Caracciola to European Grand Prix Championship success in 1935, 1937 and 1938, with a procession of triumphant cars such as the W25, the W125, the V12-powered W154, and the team's final pre-war car, the W165. After the war, Mercedes-Benz would return to racing, once again with legendary team manager Alfred Neubauer, and immediately turned heads by taking out the 1952 Le Mans 24-hour race, with Hermann Lang and Fritz Ries behind the wheel of the W194 chassis. Mercedes-Benz would make its long-awaited return to Grand Prix racing when it entered the newly instigated Formula 1 World Championship in season 1954, fielding the streamlined W106, a car driven by Juan Manuel Fangio to victory in its first ever race, the French Grand Prix held at Rouen. Thanks to a further 3 wins throughout the season, Fangio would capture the 1954 Drivers' Crown, once again elevating Mercedes to the very pinnacle of world motorsport in only its first season back on the grid. Fangio and Mercedes would repeat this success in season 1955. However, sadly, 1955 would also prove to be a dark year for the world of motorsport, as at that year's Le Mans 24-hour race, 83 spectators, as well as driver Pierre Levay, were tragically killed when Levay's Mercedes careened off the circuit and into the grandstands. Following the 1955 season, Mercedes-Benz would formally withdraw from all factory-sponsored motorsport for the next few decades. It wouldn't be until 1994 when Mercedes would make its official return to the front line of motorsport, this time as an engine supplier for the Sauber Formula 1 team. The following year, Mercedes commenced their highly successful 20-year partnership with McLaren, an association which would yield 78 championship wins, as well as the World Constructors' Championship in season 1998. In 2009, Mercedes would go on to supply the upstart Braun Grand Prix racing team, securing both Drivers' and Constructors' Championships with the team in its first and only Grand Prix season. Following the 2009 season, Daimler AG, in partnership with the Abar investment firm, secured a majority share of Braun GP, a deal which saw the team rebranded as Mercedes Grand Prix from the 2010 season onwards. This would mark the German automaker's official return as a participating Formula 1 constructor since 1955. So begins our retrospective on the unparalleled Mercedes Grand Prix racing team. For the first time in its history, the returning Mercedes Formula 1 team established its base of operations in Great Britain, inheriting the facilities occupied by their predecessors Braun. It was on location in the small town of Brackley that the team built its first modern Formula 1 chassis, the MGP W01, which was piloted by Nico Rosberg and 7-time world champion Michael Schumacher, fresh from a 3-year hiatus from the sport. Once again, the team was managed by yet another influential figure in Ross Brawn. The team made its official return as Mercedes GP Petronas Formula 1 team, with the Malaysian Petroleum Company establishing itself as the team's new title sponsor and fuel supplier. The team hit the track with its iconic silver livery, now accented with airbrushed cascades of black, coupled with Petronas' company shade of aqua. Petronas would secure residency on the car's side pods and wings, whilst additional sponsors such as MIG Bank, Abar, Autonomy, as well as the team's tyre supplier Bridgestone also featured on the car. The following season, Mercedes produced the MGP W02, now shod with Pirelli rubber, which featured a cleaner livery than before, as the shades of black were diminished in favour of a more minimalist design. Deutsche Post was brought in as an additional sponsor, featuring on the sides of the car's rear wing, as well as at the top of the monocoque. The MGP W02 also presented the driver's numbers in red text within a white circle, a callback to the classic Mercedes Formula 1 cars of the 1930s and 1950s. 2012 saw the team unveiling the F1 W03, which became the first Mercedes-built Formula 1 car to win a championship race since 1955, when Nico Rosberg took victory at the Chinese Grand Prix. Petronas carried the tagline "Reimagining Energy" along with its company name on the car's side pods, whilst jewellery makers Thomas Sabo and clothing brand Puma joined the team as sponsors. In 2013, Petronas promoted its premium fuel, Premax, upon the side pods of the F1 W04. The team also acquired a new sponsor in Canadian smartphone company BlackBerry, which was seen on the car's monocoque. 2013 was also the season Toto Wolff became the team's executive director. The 2014 season would usher in a new direction for the sport, as the V6 turbo era came into full effect. With this new formula came the arrival of a period of unmatched supremacy for Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton would pilot the Mercedes F1 W05 hybrid to his second World Drivers' title, becoming the first Mercedes World Champion since Fangio in 1955. Along with his teammate Nico Rosberg, the two Mercedes drivers would net the team its maiden World Constructors' title. In the process, Mercedes would take victory at 17 out of 19 races throughout the year, capping off one of the most authoritative seasons ever witnessed in Formula 1 history. The F1 W05 hybrid also reintroduced the shade of black to the team's livery, as the car's engine case became accented with the team's familiar airbrush effect. Swissquote Bank also joined the team's sponsor list in season 2014. The following year, Hamilton and Mercedes would secure back-to-back championships in emphatic fashion with the F1 W06 hybrid. The team also signed aboard new sponsors Epson, Hugo Boss, Qualcomm, Allianz and UBS. The car's livery utilised less of an airbrush aesthetic in 2015, in favour of highlighting the team's accent colours with geometric shapes and gradient patterns. In season 2016, Mercedes would secure a hat-trick of championships with the F1 W07 hybrid, this time with Nico Rosberg taking out the driver's crown, in the process becoming the first German driver to win the World Championship for the famed German marquee. Petronas would once again promote Premax on the car's side pods, as the team remained unopposed both on and off the track. 2017 would herald more success for Mercedes, as the team once again defended their constructors' title, and Lewis Hamilton secured his fourth driver's mantle behind the wheel of the F1 W08. The livery remained largely untouched, although Petronas' company Aqua was now a shade brighter and utilised a style resemblant of fluid, whilst each of the team's drivers had their national flag displayed on the car's shark fin. The team returned in 2018 with the F1 W09, which once again secured twin championships for Mercedes and reigning world champion Lewis Hamilton. The livery also received its first substantial alteration in multiple seasons, as a black gradient was introduced along the bottom of the chassis, which integrated with Petronas' aqua-coloured piping. For 2019, the team debuted the all-new F1 W10 model, which comes with somewhat of a livery overhaul, with long-time sponsors Petronas now seen in black text upon the car's side pods, whilst the livery's black gradient now emanates from both the bottom and rear of the chassis, incorporating Mercedes' three-pointed star company logo. New sponsors in the form of Tommy Hilfiger, IWC and CrowdStrike are also currently seen on the new car. At the 2019 German Grand Prix, Mercedes celebrated both its 200th Formula 1 Grand Prix start as a works team, as well as the 125th anniversary of the 1894 Paris to Rouen motor race, by competing with a commemorative livery design which acknowledged the moment Mercedes cars first became known as the Silver Arrows, when the white paint on the manufacturer's W25 cars was scraped off to meet the official weight limit before its first race in 1934. It remains to be seen just when the team's sequence of 5 straight drivers and constructors titles will be broken. The team's current spell of dominance is a true testament to the brilliance of the design team of Aldo Costa, James Allison, Mike Elliott, and Jeff Willis, which has produced each of the team's championship-winning cars since 2014. Mercedes has been the most consistently excellent Formula One constructor of all time throughout each of its various tenures in motorsport's top division. As Mercedes continued to defend its top spot in season 2019, here ends our retrospective on the exceptional AMG Mercedes Formula One team.